Congratulations over here. How did that feel?
Man, like I said in the cage, winning's hard. Performing's hard, and the feelings of it, the rewards of it, I mean, you can't touch it. So it feels great. It feels exceptional, and I want to go back in there and do it again, you know.
Did you feel like you needed to do something spectacular this time coming off that decision loss?
Yeah, you know, I definitely had a chip on my shoulder after that last one. It was one that me and my team felt like we won. I felt like I wasn't really getting credit in the commentary, and then in the maybe feeding the judges there in an empty arena. I just I felt like I was getting the upper hand the whole fight, but I certainly had a lack of intensity at moments, and I wasn't executing maybe to the best of my abilities in closing the way I should have or could have. And so, you know, I didn't let it bog me down at all. I got more physical, more intensive practice. We've been grinding for, I mean, shit, however many months. It's been like 7 months, 8 months or whatever. And so I had to make a statement in this one, especially against a newcomer on a short notice. I had to make a statement. I'm no one to take newcomers lightly. You know, I have respect for them being one, you know, myself and the way I came in. So I need to make a statement with this fight.
Do you think maybe fans don't understand, or maybe they underestimate taking a newcomer on short notice, you know, no time to kind of prepare for them? Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah, as all the risk lies on the veteran or the secured UFC fighter, essentially, because the newcomer has nothing to lose. Why would he? You know, this is a spur-of-the-moment opportunity. It's the biggest moment of your life, and no one says no to it. You know, I certainly didn't. You know, and you don't think twice. And then you go in there, and you go in there full-fledged. I mean, you saw him come in heavy. He was very excited, very, very zealous to take my head off. And that's a newcomer's edge, is sort of reckless abandonment and a fear of nothing, really.
Was there any hesitation to take it because of that?
No, you know, I'd worked so hard, and I really wanted the date. I wanted the fight. It was my birthday yesterday, you know, and I'm too old to be like, you know, I need a fucking party or anything. But, you know, I was kind of, you know, I want to take a load off. You know, we've been training forever. I wanted to fight. I wanted to win. The date lined up with it. I didn't want to push it back another week, another 2 weeks, especially with the weight cut. You know, you start preparing your body in such a way to have to push back another week, another 2 weeks. It sort of, it throws a wrench in your planning. And so I wanted to keep the date. I was just so grateful grateful to Glory and Breeden and Sean and Jason House, or everybody who were able to put the fight together, accept it on my opponent's end, and keep it in place.
And you mentioned wanting your original opponent next. What's the reason for that?
I was prepared for him. We were in an 8-week camp for the guy, you know, 8, 9 weeks. You know, why not? Because I didn't really move anywhere with this fight. You know, so it was again, the newcomer gets all the advantage in a fight like this. I mean, certainly I love, again, you don't take any wins for granted. You know, I know better than to do that. And so a UFC win's a UFC win, but I prepared for someone for a long time now. I'd like to get that fight. He's a top 20 prospect, and Leonardo Santos, he's 7-1 in the UFC. He's a formidable opponent. And then it kind of bridges just in the trajectory that we had afterwards, then facing top 15 again and going back on the run.
And when would you like to see that fight happen?
As soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say happy birthday, mate.
Thank you, brother.
29?
29. Yeah, I was hoping we could just get it done on like September 29th or 30th, or how many days are in September? 30, 31? I was hoping we could do it like one day before, so on the little card it'd read 28, not 29. Me and Brandon Royval were joking about that because we both turned 29 like right before our last fight. And I don't know, you look at shit like that, it's petty, but...
It's a good way to celebrate it, even if you don't party anymore, which is outrageous, you know.
No, I do party. I just meant like I don't need people, you know, saying happy birthday and everything, but I'm going to party my dick off tonight. I'm going to have a great time. Yeah. I'm having an awesome time.
I tell you what, in Vegas, that might literally happen.
The doctor's in line.
Only one for me. I mean, 29, but you've accomplished quite a bit in your career at this point. Are you proud of what you've accomplished at this point? I'm sure you would wish, you know, you want to talk about getting the top 15 and all that other kind of things, but you have to be happy at such a young age what you've accomplished so far.
Yeah, you know, and I'm grateful for, you know, some interviews such as this one to kind of remind me of that. You know, so thank you, because it's really easy to start comparing yourself. You know, I mean, this sport's so it's so dangerous, and it's growing so rapidly that you see these guys in here accomplishing, you know, almost as much or more, you know, at the ages of 23, 24, you know, it just keeps getting younger and scarier. And sometimes you're like, man, I need to pick my shit up. I need to hurry up. I need to get more active. But when you slow down and you can just reflect on your own self, yeah, it's certainly something to hold some pride in and be happy with. But I've never been one to like really revel in or soak on like past laurels or anything like that. I definitely I've gotten better at appreciating the present, but I'm always looking forward. And so there's just so much more that I want to do and that I feel like I need to do, just for the sake of the people that know me, like my coaches and everything, who believe me. I believe in myself, but they know my potential and they see what I can do when I'm on. And so I need to live to that. I need to do that before I really feel good about things.
And speaking kind of like that, us that are much, much older than you, birthdays it's just another day. It's just another year. But you are kind of nearing a milestone. Next year, you're going to be 30 years old. I mean, what sort of goals were you when you got into this sport, what sort of goals did you set for yourself that you wanted to have attained by that point?
I think I said I wanted a title fight like this year when I first got in. So if I'm reflecting on, my prior task list, I'm a little behind. So that's why I got to kind of constantly be reassessing, realigning, and setting new, reasonable goals in place. And I'm also, I'm growing in maturity and awareness. I just didn't know the game when I got in, and I came in a little headstrong, but I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong for it. I just, we just got to adjust. I'm trying to get the volume up. That's the biggest thing that's kind of disheartening to me, and that was the biggest thing with the last fight was, I wanted to get 3 really great wins in this year, and that would line me up the way I wanted to. And I felt like I took kind of a silly L, and now, it's October and we're finally getting a fight again. So I just want my volume. I want to get some volume.
What is the perfect number of fights for you during a year?
3 to 4. 3 would be great. 3 would be an excellent year. 3 victories. 4, if we're healthy, great. Now I feel like I'm at a place where I could do that. Before, especially in the beginning when I first got in, 2 was fine because it was like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? We're throwing shit at the wall and we're winging it. We're like, we're trying to grow and learn so much so quick because we went from fighting on, like LFA and Fury cards to fighting like top 10 opponents. And we're like, we're really trying to bridge this huge gap in a short amount of time. So it's like, yeah, maybe give me 6 months. Cool. Now I feel like we've evolved enough to where, hey, let's rack out some fights, 4 fights.
Well, and you speak of that, you speak of the involvement, and you talked about how you came in pretty headstrong. I think most of us assume everybody in this sport, you have to be headstrong to do what you do. But talk about the maturation. That you've matured quite a bit. It seems like the you that's in front of us is definitely the different version than what we saw when you first came in. But speaking of this time away, how have you matured in this time from when you started?
Well, I feel like, I had a ton of confidence, which was one of my greatest assets, one of my best weapons, and self-belief. And I still have that. But now, as opposed to just blind confidence, I have like a refined clarity. And I would say that has been one of the biggest steps of maturation. Also understanding how to lose and changing a perspective of the game. I took my first loss. That sent me into a well of depression. I took it really hard, and it was like my whole world shattered. I took that last one, which, again, I feel like we won. But I didn't take it like that. I took it like back to work on Monday. Let's go to work. This is what we do. Almost like the samurai, win, lose, or draw. I mean, what the fuck else am I going to do? I'm going to get back to work. And so that's been one of the biggest steps.
And the last thing for me, I know you said Leonardo because that fight was already kind of set up and then it fell away. But if they offer you another fight that the trajectory is the right, you'd be more than happy for that one as well? Or do you?
Yeah.
Does it have to be
No, it doesn't have to be him. It doesn't have to be him. I was just kind of hoping with him as well that it might happen sooner because, again, everybody's asking to fight in December. Or by the end of the year, rather. And with this fight, maybe we could because he was supposed to have a fight. It fell out, so he kind of needs a fight, and I was the fight. So, but I'll take anybody. I always have.
And when a last one off, how do you celebrate? When you do celebrate, I mean, you a whiskey man, you a beer man?
I'm an everything man. You put it on the table, I'm doing it.
You're in the right place for that. Happy birthday.
Thank you.